Hello, everybody. So, welcome to the stream. Just give me a minute to set up all the things that I set up because I'm not ready, as you imagined. I'm actually very not ready today. But, okay, there we go. I think things. Okay, there's that. Sorry, I just gotta make sure that I'm. Sorry, I'm just setting everything up. Today, so we're playing Returnal, which is like, yeah, okay, makes sense, right? But see, the thing is, I've streamed Returnal for a little while now, and I feel like I've hit a wall, and I feel like part of that is my fault. Well, I mean, more than part of it. A lot of it is my fault because I've only really been playing it during streams, so like I get a little rusty, and it feels like each stream when I start off, I'm like rusty and I need to get back into the groove before I even have one good run, and then by that point, I have to end stream. So I was thinking of how to do this, and I asked Pixel, and the solution I've come to is that I'm going to stream Returnal until I actually beat this game, which shouldn't be that much longer, but like I don't want to keep getting rusty like this because it's wasting a lot of time and I don't want to do that. So yeah, Returnal, it could be one stream, it could be 10 streams, I don't know, but I'm going to do my best to you know, hi Structor. I'm going to do my best to finish it. Reclade comes out tomorrow, yes. That is very exciting. I hope it's good. I assume you're going to get it and, stream it and whatnot. So I'm excited for you. Oh, I forgot. I was actually in the middle of a run. Here, I'll just start now. Hi. I'm planning on doing a countdown stream. Makes sense. Makes complete sense. I'm so grateful that it was recommended for me to enable always sprint, because there weren't that many scenarios where I wanted to not sprint, you know? Well, I'll do my best to be there for your countdown stream. Yeah, sadly, I don't have too much, like, exciting to say since last stream. Got an HTML script from ChatGPT to do the countdown. Good. I hope it works. Because, I've heard the coding from ChatGPT can be questionable at times. And in fact, the reason I know that is because I watch Doug, and Doug, who is a hilarious content creator, by the way, you should check him out. He's like, he's a programmer, but he oftentimes does stuff with AI, and so like, he's done numerous things with AI, and it's like, it's funny because if anything, it kind of shows how bad AI is. Fuck. I thought. What is Reclade? Sans! Hi, it is Platypus Reclade. It works. Of course, you wouldn't trust ChatGPT with well, yeah, not with mission-critical stuff, but there are... Like, okay, there was a stream Doug did where he was trying to make Snake 2, the sequel to Snake, and the whole concept was that ChatGPT had to write all the code, like every single part of it. And it was funny because, you know, it would go like, here's the script for that, and then he'd run it and it wouldn't work, and then he would say to ChatGPT, like, that didn't work, do it again, and ChatGPT would be like, oh yeah, there was clearly an error there. Does platypus have to do with clay? A lot, actually. Structor can inform you better than I can. Hi, Pixel, it's good to see you. Yes, like I've said, I'm gonna start streaming Returnal until I beat it, which could be 1 stream or it could be 50 streams. I don't know. I knew if I didn't dash, I was gonna get hit. Stop it. Get some help. Because I suck. That's why. And the game is pretty hard, to be honest with you. I mean, granted, I know there are things that I should have been doing that I was not doing, so, like, it's not entirely the game's fault, but, like, man, a lot of it... I feel like a lot of it kind of revolves around not getting hit, which is always a really difficult challenge for me in games. Believe it or not, it wasn't me. Nobody in particular suggested it. I just chose it out of several games to propose as like, hey, maybe I'll stream this game. And it won the poll. So... Ah. I'll buy it at a high price. Just keep on dying until you get close to get enough medic progression to win, because roguelite... That's the thing, I've kind of reached that point. I can't unlock... Well, I mean, I can unlock more things by doing specific chores, but they're not always possible run to run. So, like... There's not that much more meta progression I can do. I missed the poll, but it's still won. Yeah. It is really hot today, honestly. It is gross. I don't like it. I'm a gamer. I don't want to go outside. Can't make those references. I don't hate Resident Evil 4. I don't. Why would you think that? I've talked about this multiple times now. I prefer when roguelikes are more light on the meta progression. Not sure if that's a hot take. It's not exactly a hot take, but to me it seems pretty evenly split. There are some people who really enjoy the meta progression, and some who really don't. Thinks Resident Evil back. Jesus. Well, My Risk of Rain 2 is so good. It is very good. It just... I mean, in a sense, it does have some meta progression, if you think about it. Like, you know, unlocking some of the characters' abilities does give an upgrade to them, you know? There should be zero meta progression. Should be like Rogue. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it needs to be a balance. Like the Purple Man once said, all things balanced as they should be. I don't know, I haven't actually seen that movie, but... Never played Rogue. You know what? I have never played Rogue either. That would actually be a fun stream. Although, I don't know how fun it would be. Should get a different name. Well, like what, Sans? What would you propose? Mr. Smarty Pants. Tourist games. Jeez. There is such a thing as roguelites. Yeah, yeah. Wasn't ToeJam and Earl one of the... It was one of the first console roguelikes. I mean, granted, there were several examples on PC before ToeJam and Earl, but on consoles it hadn't been done until ToeJam and Earl. It was friggin' sweet. I love ToeJam and Earl so much. That and Sonic were like the only reasons I was a Sega fan when I was a kid. Like, I've kind of always at heart been a Mario Nintendo fan, but like... I was a Sega fan because I loved Sonic and I loved ToeJam and Earl. Hades likes. Oh god. There was an article I saw recently that was like, or maybe it was a video, where it was like, is this Stardew Valley meets Hades, the game? And I was just like, oh my god, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to... Why? You've always been a Nintendo shill. Get the hell out of here. I'm just kidding. Satire about this exact topic. I wish... Procedurally generated action permadeath. Yeah. You know, do you know what the official term for Metroidvania-style games are? Did you know about this? They actually do have an official name that nobody really uses. I don't need Silphum right now. Can't pick up the ether. I'm playing NetHack. I'm not sure I know what NetHack is. I have Pixel Culture. Yeah, honestly, that's a good one to put on there. That's like the free space, really. Dang it! Played Adam? What? I don't know what that is. Sans, I don't understand these references. I don't understand. Fake gamer. I am a fake gamer. I only have like 3,000 games in my collection. How can I call myself a gamer? Where's your gamer card? I lost it. I lost it when I streamed Crystal's Ponytail for the Sega Genesis, back when I celebrated 200 followers. Never gotten it back. That's a lot of followers. I mean, that was why I wanted to celebrate, but it was around then I lost my license. Oh, dang it. And I guess it's not that bad, but I was gonna clean it up with ether. Because I need to use up some ether. I'm a big Derma fan, although not as big as other people, but like I love Derma, and there a while back there was a like a joke or whatever on his stream where he was talking about him losing his gamer card, and he started claiming that he got it back by playing all of Dark Souls 3 on stream. It just became this running joke of like, oh, but is this the guy who played Dark Souls 3 on stream? It was funny. I love Derma. Free space is the bingo card, yeah. That's exactly what I said. I saw someone say they wanted to pirate the game on the official play. What an asshole. Like, there's no denying it's going to happen just because that's how the internet works. But, like, what a horrible thing to say. Shadow mentioning Sonic. Well, I mean, I basically can't say my username without mentioning Sonic, technically. Were they being... did they not realize it? I don't know, to be honest with you. There are some people who are just trying to get a rise out of others, so, like... To me, that initially just came off as, like... He's probably just saying that so people will be like, what the fuck, asshole? But... I don't know. People are weird. I don't understand them. Stop it. Stop this. Maybe both. Yeah, that's also a possibility. See, what really frustrates me about the internet is, like, not just that it's become normalized, but it's kind of become valorized. Where, like, you know, talking about piracy or whatever makes you super cool. And, like, against the man, when it's, like, that's really not helping anyone's case. I don't know. You know, I've said before, I don't like piracy. I'm not, you know, I don't know why, but just always theft, in particular, just really gets under my skin. It's hard to explain, but it's like, there's something very visceral about it that upsets me. And, so, like, I don't know, it just bothers me to hear it. I get that people don't have money, but pirating is such a dick. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There was a, an article about it a little while back where, like, you know, indie devs were discussing, you know, how, you know, how piracy has affected their game. And I remember, I've been in arguments before on Discord. Like, obviously civil ones, I don't go crazy, but, like, you know, there were people who are like, oh, you know, if they're gonna pirate it, they weren't gonna buy it anyway, and it's like, I don't, I don't agree that that should be the philosophy. To me, it's like saying somebody who stole from a supermarket wouldn't have bought from that supermarket anyway, and it's like, I don't believe that as the cause. Hey, Benomical, hey, good to see you again. Is Unicorn? Yeah, oh yeah, I ended up finishing that. I had a lot of fun. Honestly, I kind of want to replay it. It's such a long game, though. I would feel bad to replay it. But yeah, it's just, I've never believed the argument of like, oh, well, you know, maybe people who get like a full taste of the game will then go on to buy the game, and it's like, I mean, that's what a demo's for. Like, I don't know. Through Hollow Knight, oh, the first or Silk Song? Because, I have yet to play Silk Song because I want to do it on stream. Because I streamed the first game, and it was fun. I had a good time streaming it. And I was very graciously given a copy of the game. So I do want to play it ASAP, but oh, this is looking very bad actually. No! I should be getting an LRG order soon. Ooh, fun. Speaking of LRG orders, well, sort of, tangentially, I finally played through Shantae Risky Revolution, and I gotta say, it was really good, and it made me very happy. I would be very curious to know how much of it was, like, of the final game, how much of it was made back in, you know, 2004 or whatever, and how much was made now. I like to say, yeah, Unicorn Overlord was great. It makes me very sad that that game didn't really get a whole lot of attention. Halfway through Shantae, Pirate's Curse, nice. To my understanding, so it's funny, when I saw the creators of Shantae at Comic-Con, they, you know, because I explained to them that, like, I got into it because I was browsing the DSiWare shop, and I saw Shantae and thought she looked cool. And I played it and loved it, and then became a fan ever since. And they were like, oh yeah, Risky's Revenge is, like, you know, the fan favorite. And I was like, I don't know, I feel like I hear more people talk about Pirate's Curse than Risky's Revenge. A lot. Yes, yeah, I got it on Switch. I mean, like, I got it physically for the Game Boy Advance because that's just so fucking cool to me. But, but also. So I mean, look, when you're in high school, browsing the DSiWare shop, and you see Shantae, it does things to your brain. That said, though, I am just a fan. Like, it's not a gooner thing, you know? Saw an article saying that pirates were considering buying Silksong because they want to support it, and that's cool, but... Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've always said, like, when I worked at Target, I was always like, if you walked up to the counter and you were like, I want all this, but I don't want to pay for it, they wouldn't be like, oh, okay, just walk out with it then. They would just be like, no, then you don't get it. Then that's the consequence of not buying it. And, piracy always feels like it's people trying to walk out with the cart of stuff anyway. It's unfair to people who do pay, you know? Sans, you literally truncated the one thing that makes it the opposite of that. What do you feel about Gabe Newell said about piracy? I mean, Gabe Newell's right, but that's the thing. Gabe Newell didn't... he didn't stop piracy, for one. And for two, like, he's ultimately right, but I mean, I don't know. There was part of me, because like when I got into the argument with the pirate on that Discord server, shit, that took a lot of damage. They were like, I always pirate my games before I buy them, and it was just like, I don't know. It so feels wrong to me. I don't think he was trying to stop piracy. I think knowledge is unavoidable to a point in the best he could by doing right. Yes, that in that sense I agree. But I also think there should be some amount of like protection people have. You know what I mean? If you can get everything for free and nobody would stop you, why would anyone pay for things, you know? No, Sans, I was quoting someone else. That was literally, they said that, and I don't agree with that. That is literally the point. Sans is fake news. He is. He's fake news. No. No, we are not making that a quote. Yeah, like, I'm not the type of person who's like, who is like, piracy never happens, and like it's going to happen. There's no part of me that's ever like, yeah, well, if they just do this, nobody will ever pirate a thing. And it's like, no, there will always be piracy, but I think there is some boundary, and I don't know exactly where that boundary lies, but like, there's some boundary where you have to like combat it a little bit, you know? Piracy is a huge factor as to why the Dreamcast failed. Because, it reached a point where piracy on Dreamcast was so frequent that a lot of devs were like, I don't want to put my game on the Dreamcast because it's just going to get stolen, and all that work I will put in will be for naught. And it's like, that's a sad state. Like, at some point you need to combat it in some way. Ooh, this is a tough choice. I haven't gotten any parasites, but I don't usually get a lot of parasites, so efficiency would be pretty nice, but extra invulnerability is always appreciated. I'm gonna go proficiency, I think. I'm probably gonna regret it, but franchise is more noble than it is. I think the truly noble thing is sport games that you do. Yeah, exactly. That's also a very good way of putting it. Like when, okay, and I don't intend this to be a whole thing, but like when Pal World was, you know, relevant, a lot of people were talking about, hey, they seem to have really just stolen some designs from Pokemon, and like, they're a company that's kind of known for that because they've done stuff like that before. And I was like, that's not a very good message to send, that you can't usurp Pokemon without stealing from it. Like, it's, you know, you can be vocal about not being happy with the state of Pokemon without, you know, without having to muddy the waters with theft, you know? I have an issue with fucking out. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not saying, like, I'm not saying every game should be locked down with every single piracy, or anti-piracy measure known to man, but, like, it really, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, you, at some point, you really need to, put something in. Because if everyone knows that paying for it isn't worth it, then they're not going to pay for it. And at some point, they need to make money to survive. Is alt fire cold? No. Proficiency rate? Maybe. You're gonna fuck something, they should either think of another game. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of that has been said about Denuvo, and it's like, yeah, if Denuvo's awful, because it makes things run worse, and it's not like it's not gonna get cracked, because it definitely will. The other thing, too, is, like, video games are a luxury. I've always said that, because, like, however you feel about them, they aren't necessary for life. Like, Desert Island scenario, we always talk about what game console would you bring, but, like, you don't need it. It's not like oxygen or clean water, you know? So, on some level, it's not like you ever need a game, you know? You know, how some people are like, oh, if people are stealing food, then that's okay, and it's like, I can understand that, because it's like a survival thing, but I just can't imagine any scenario where someone's survival hinges on pirating a game, you know what I mean? Right, but there are things you don't need, and there are luxuries. That's the difference to me. Like, yeah, you don't technically need a smartphone, but it's one of those things that, like, really helps out, and, like, a lot of places expect you to have one, so it's like, yeah, you don't technically need one, but it helps. That's the sort of... A luxury, to me, is something that basically doesn't enrich your life one way or the other, you know? It's both something you don't need and a luxury. I mean, kind of. My point is that luxury to me is, like, an excessive thing, you know? Like, it's a luxury to have more food than you can possibly eat, you know? So, like, if you're stealing from, like, high-end bakeries when you've got plenty of food at home, like, to me, that feels wrong, even though it goes against the concept of, like, oh, but stealing food is okay. You know what I mean? Gaming is a luxury, but I don't think it's a luxury that only... I mean, that is kind of what it's always been, though. That's the thing that gets me, is, like... From the start, gaming has always been a very expensive hobby to get into. So, like, it's... arguing about affordability to me is kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, I'm like trying to, Hold on, let me fight and die. Okay, hold on. I don't need that. I don't know. I mean, as technology gets better, you know, obviously, like, it does change the value proposition of things, because it's like, if games could be made at the snap of a finger, obviously, like, it wouldn't be worth the same amount as someone who lovingly crafts a game, you know, by pouring tons of work in. So it's like, there's no one solution fits all, you know? It's not like we can say, like, games always should be $60 or should always be $10, you know? Like, I buy what I buy because it's worth it to me. Is it gonna flourish? Something like something. True, but also, if Silksong sets the standard for, you know, indie games being priced much, much lower, then it starts to become a matter of, well, if we can only charge $20 for our game, we can't put as much in as we want, because that would require more money than we'd get back. That's the thing. That's what I've always said. Like, I don't think Silksong's gonna kill the gaming market by being $20 or whatever. But, like, it is making me sad, the concept that some people will go, oh, this game isn't nearly as good as Silksong, and Silksong's cheaper. And it's like, apples and oranges, man. So much happening. My brain can't keep up. Oh god. Okay, no. Just that, and then... okay. Affordability allows it to flourish, something like this. Go on. It's a hell of a lot... It's gonna sell a hell of a lot more. Yeah, I mean, that's the... what do you call it? Like, opportunity cost? Where it's like... If you price something cheaper, more people will get it, which could offset the cost. But, you know, it's something everyone kind of has to judge on their own. Well, we compromise and make every game $80. You're so right, Sans. Every movie had per movie pricing. I mean, don't they kind of do that already? Because I've definitely been to movie theaters where it's like, hey, we're showing not the big blockbuster movies, so our tickets are cheaper. Is the exception the only reason we have something? Because Hollow Knight sold so well? Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. Context allows Silksong to be $20. But, like... Imagine an indie studio's first game, and they had to put a lot of work and, like, time into it. And then someone just comes up and goes, yeah, but Silksong's $20. It's like, and I'm not saying that Silksong didn't have work put into it, but just the idea that, like, yeah, they could afford to charge $20 because they already made a ton of money with their previous game, like, you know, isn't the same for people. Look, I'm not saying that I'm definitely right, I just, it's an interesting thing to think about to me. You know, expressing my feelings on the matter, however right or wrong they may be. You know, you could probably, I feel like you could get both. Or at least like a few ethers. And yeah, in case you weren't here for it, I did say that I'm going to be streaming this game until I beat it, because I'm so close to the end. And I don't want to, like, grow too rusty between streams, you know? So close to beating it, and I just want to beat, like, not that I'm not having a good time with this game, but just, there comes a point where it's like, I just want to make progress. Ugh! Okay, are we done? No, we're not done. Oh, whoops. That is a shield. And that was me pulling a very stupid move, to be honest with you. Hooray. I wonder if the future of game pricing is shuffling prices around a lot, or publishers will coalesce. Yeah, it's hard to say. I think a lot of it also just depends on, like, the economy. As sad as that is. More protection, yes. Also, I will eventually make the announcement, but I'm gonna be doing a subathon for the last few days of September, because that's when they do, like, the special promotion. 20% chance not to lose a consumable. Finding malignant. Not worth it. I don't really use consumables that much. afford $100 in this economy. I mean, kind of, though. But yeah, I'm probably gonna hold off on ZA for a while. My biggest priority is gonna be Metroid Prime 4. And also the Amiibo, because, and Kirby Air Riders, also. That's another one I'm super crazy excited for. Yeah, Air Riders as well, yes. Because I love Kirby Air Ride. Pokemon games were $30. I don't even remember that. What? Well, I mean, 35 because it was like on the DS at the time. I remember that. Yeah, a lot of DS games were 35. 40 was like the typical price, but a lot of DS games were 35, brand new. I guess I take back what I said then, and I do remember when Pokemon games were that price, but still. I remember getting my beloved custom Robo Arena for $35. That game's so good. It makes me so sad that custom Robo isn't a bigger thing. I actually just watched the other day, the custom Robo had like a little TV special tie-in, and that was cute. Heart Gold for 40, and that was the first one that had the Pokewalker. Yeah, if you still have it, you should you should hang on to it because it's valuable. Damn it. Two for two on the negative effect. Box got a bit crushed and moving. Moving company really fun. Yeah. As moving companies do. Which is unfortunate. Cardboard, yeah. It's how it was. That was the style at the time, as the meme goes. Simpsons meme, which was the style at the time. I guess I should have created. Yeah, seriously. Or gotten some. Well, am I headed? No, I want to head the other way. Water. Water wasn't even around. Get out of here, Sans. Nobody likes Wada. Instructor, thank you. I should hydrate. That is a good idea. Yeah, I just drank Wada. Very good. That was an excellent joke. 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, I just realized I hadn't said anything in a little bit. Like, my brain is just in a zillion different places. Just thinking about graded games and scammers and whatnot. Oh, you know what? Actually, I do have a little bit of a funny story. Last night, I was playing TF2 with my friends, and I was playing Heavy. And Heavy, you know, has never really been, like, the most thoughtful class in the game. So, I was just kind of doing the typical Heavy thing of just, like, revving up and spraying at things. And, I got accused of hacking. Which was so weird to me, because, like, I don't know what their thought process was, but they accused me of having an aimbot that, like, peppered them from far away, and I was like, bro, if I had an aimbot that hit you from that far away, I would have hit way more of my shots. So, I'm happy that I got, I think it's my first hackusation. God, if somebody made an aimbot with my ability, you should get a refund on that aimbot. Oh god. I once got accused of hacking while playing May in Overwatch, just shot a random icicle blind. Oh man. Yeah. I think, well, technically I wasn't accused of hacking, but I was accused of being a smurf in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because I never got, like, super far in ranked, but I remember playing because like one of my online friends at the time was like silver 4 or something like that, and I was silver 1, and so like I got into a match with some higher level players than me, and I actually did really well, and I used the Nova a lot, which is not considered, or at least at the time was not considered a very good weapon, and so people called me a Smurf. Well, yeah, it's always a good feeling when it's like you do something cool. People can't believe you actually did it. The only other time I've ever felt like I didn't actually get accused of anything, but I was playing Counter-Strike Source once, and I was playing on Dust. And you know how everybody tries to like snipe the doors in Dust? The doors that are like slightly ajar. I was new to the game, so like I didn't know how to like really consistently do anything. So I remember one time finally getting like a sniper rifle, and just, I mean, it was like a sliver that I could see, and I managed to get a guy just who happened to be walking through at the time. That was a time I was expecting to get accused. Oh, sorry, something's in my throat. Like, hacking in Counter-Strike, it's not that much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Glorious or anything, but like, I at least somewhat understand hacking in Counter-Strike. Hacking in TF2 casual is just like, what are you doing, man? Like, what does any of this matter? I remember playing with a friend in TF2 a long time ago, and we encountered this one guy who, I don't remember if it, you know what, honestly? Don't even remember if it was text chat or if it was voice chat, but some guy was getting angry, and another guy responds is like, why are you so butthurt on a casual server? And my friend and I laughed about that for a good long time. I love how I got a number for the, well, I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't been doing a lot of clippable things lately, so it's not like there's that much to clip. You know, there's that much competition. But yeah, Beef being cute makes me happy, so I'm glad that he got you know, clipped like that. It's so funny, Beef loves spending time with people, but he tries to spend his time with everyone equally. It's so interesting. you know, he'll sit with my dad a little bit, and then he'll sit with my mom a little bit, and then he'll sit with me a little bit, and then it's like, I don't know why he feels the need, but he makes his beef time pretty equal between all of us. That's no. Got a wide maw, no. Really tried to climb on my, but Max go. Oh. Beef General, you know what, actually, I was gonna say he doesn't sleep with me, but he kinda does. Like, there are times where I'll, like, kind of wake up and shift around, and then I'll hear, like, a because Beef doesn't like it when you move while he's trying to sleep. He's commandeered his space. Oh, poor Rudy. But yeah, Beef's basically back to normal now. His surgery and recovery went so well that it's like, yeah, he's back up to his pretty much his old self. Maybe slightly less bitey than he used to be, but for the most part, he's still a sweetheart. I wish I had something else exciting, but you know, it's just been kind of dull, usual stuff, you know? Which isn't a bad thing. But doesn't make for the most exciting stream in the world. It's not really worth it to me, though. Actually tried to make a star wipe transition in OBS because I'm going for maximum kitsch, but it's hard to find it. Yeah. I kind of encounter similar things when I make videos, because even though I haven't posted a lot of videos to my main channel, I do a lot of video editing, and I'm mostly just self-taught, but, there are some things that it's like, how do they do that? Like, what? It's like motion tracking, as an example. Like, I think I understand it a little bit now, but it's not... I don't know how they get it so much more flawless than me. Yeah. I think I've said this before. I actually really wanted to be a YouTuber for a while. Actually, for a long time. But, never really had the chance until now. And man, it really is a lot of work. like, you know, because I enjoy video editing, but like it's pretty time consuming. It's time consuming, and also I never, I don't know if I'd say I'm a perfectionist, but like I feel like I'm never happy with the end result. Have you tried doing it faster? I have, actually, and it sucked. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, for me, it's not even a matter of, like, speed. I could edit a video, you know, decently quickly. It's just a matter of, like, how good I want it to look. Like, my knowledge is limited enough that, like, I never get quite what I want out of it, you know? I remember back when I was on Twitter, there's a content creator who I used to be a little more active with. Now I don't watch his stuff so much, but his name's Choctopus, and he posted a tweet that was like, hey, do you have any questions for a content creator? You know, ask me anything. And I asked him because I was genuinely curious, and his answer was, you know, understandably wishy-washy, but like I said, my question was essentially like, how do you balance, you know, reaching a quality standard and putting videos out consistently? Because like it feels like whenever I make videos, you know, they just take so long to be where I would want them to be, and it's like, you know, content creators are always like, you need to be posting content constantly, and it's like, how do you do that and still be happy with the end result? And I mean, his answer was basically more or less, yeah, you know, it's different for everyone, and you just gotta kind of figure it out as you go. And I get that. Like, it's not like I expected him to have some sort of crazy definitive solution, but just, that's something I've always struggled with. I imagine it's the same with artists, where, like, they draw something, and they're, like, not happy exactly how it came out. That was always a thing that blew my mind whenever I would, like, talk to an artist, because they'd do something, and then I'd go, like, oh my god, that's incredible, and they're like, oh, it's awful. It's like, are we looking at the same thing? But I can kind of understand. At least when it comes to video editing. Even when I do all the things I want to do, I still look at it and go like, oh god, this looks awful. Like, there are still things about the videos I've uploaded where I'm not happy with how I edited them. It's like, you could spend an eternity editing things because, you know, as time goes on, your standards change. So, by the time you ever reach whatever point you're imagining, you'll probably have shifted perspective a little bit. proficiency. Shorter downtime when aiming with alt fire. I don't think I understand that. That would be cool, but 500 Ooblights is a lot. I guess I'll get the proficiency. Anyway, sorry, the whole reason I went on that tangent was essentially just to say, Structor, that, like, I totally get that finding resources for what you want is very difficult. There are a lot of times I'll think, like, oh man, all these content creators use this thing, and I'd love to use it too, like a sound effect of some kind. It's like, what is that sound effect? How do you even look up common sound effects? Maybe there's some sort of, like, database somewhere that I'm just not aware of. But, you know, whenever I think, like, oh, this sound effect would be perfect for this, where can I find it? Like, a slapnoise.mp3 or whatever, and it's like, you get 5 bajillion search results with that, and it's like, there's one in particular. It's on Usenet? I'm not sure I know Usenet. I'm sorry. Panic. It keeps happening. Doesn't know Rogue, doesn't know Usenet, that's practically a Zoomer. I'm sorry. Map is scrambled, oh boy. It's not the worst, but still. Sort of decentralized system of discussion boards, kind of like Reddit before Reddit. Oh, yeah, makes sense. I don't know if I've heard of a site called Pirate Bay, and that always confused me because so many people bring it up that I'm always like, how have they not been taken down? Like, what is it they're doing that hasn't gotten them in trouble? Taken down and moved many times. I guess I wasn't paying attention then, but even still, like, how has it survived? Always boggles my mind. The Pirate Bay is more so a directory to other sources. Yeah, true. Protection. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Because, like, if you're not storing the file on your server, like, that does make things more complicated, at least I'd imagine. Alt-fire, I don't really use alt-fire, though. least raided the ISP that hosted it when I was in college. Wow. What happened? What became of that? Or what came of that? What became of the ISP? Move to a different one. But like that was it? Did the ISP like get in trouble? Did they have to like pay a fine or something? The entire site is just an index, search functions, someone toaster. I guess so, yeah. Man, toasters these days. They get all the cool stuff. I'm just kidding. So, I should have cleaned. Hoster toaster. That works surprisingly well, actually. Like, that works so well, I wonder if somebody actually has, like, made something like that. You know what I mean? Face when you press the wrong button instead of toasting your predator. Yeah, right? I hate it when that happens. So relatable. Have you ever watched The Amazing World of Gumball? There was an episode where Mr. Robinson like tries to look up stuff to like get rid of his Gumball and Darwin problem, and he always ends up searching for things that get him arrested. That show was good. Apparently they're making a new season of it, which, I don't know how to feel about as a concept. I'm actually really liking the Dreadbound. I'm coming to understand it now. Oh, it's kind of tempting, but I think I'll stick with what I've got. Every time I walk in here, this looks like broccoli to me. Oh my god, look at all that damage, though. Hear about how LimeWire bought the fight. Wait, I thought... Didn't LimeWire shut down, like, a long time ago? But that is funny. It is indeed a match made in heaven. I haven't actually watched any of the, like, documentaries about it, but... It sounds like a mess. Incarnation... using the brand. Okay. Well... I mean, more power to them, I guess? I don't know. Oh, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. I'm just so not used to having it that... Pick it up without realizing. Oh, Atari still exists. Yeah, fair enough. What? That doesn't count as an artifact? Oh. Did Atari ever end up actually making those hotels that they were gonna make, apparently? Is that still a thing? No, I should have saved my ooblights then. I'm going to the challenge room. Oh, okay, that's, yeah, that's the shot I fired. I am grateful that when it says, like, you'll take damage picking up items, it doesn't include health. Because that would be really cruel if it did include it. This is scary. Should be called Scary Hill. Sorry, I can't stop quoting that. I dashed. Kind of blows my mind that Atari Corporation and Atari Games never recombined. Yeah, Yeah, it's so weird. The whole history of Atari is just so strange. It's just such a strange brand. I mean, granted though, how do you make Atari relevant nowadays? It is quite the daunting task. Maybe you market it to Gen Z as like TikTok games. These games are so small, it's like a TikTok. It's a very good question. Yeah. I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, basically what they're doing is really what I would probably think of, where it's like they're making modern machines kind of, but they're like basically just the old console but like updated with some stuff. To me, that's like all you really need, you know? It's like all I could realistically see them doing. Like, can you imagine if they tried to enter the console market? Oh man, that would be brutal. I mean, they technically kind of did, but it flopped pretty hard. Thank goodness I didn't get a malfunction for that. So that was not a good trade. They also own the that's a good question. I want to say no, but I don't know why I would say that. If that makes any sense. Or maybe they did? It's like ringing a bell, but I can't think about it. Or like I can't remember. That's what I mean. I mean, honestly, it's a surprise anyone wants to own the Intellivision Amico, whatever. Yeah, I think so. You know what I saw at Comic-Con that I really wanted to buy? I was super tempted, but I didn't. The PlayStation Pocket. I was so tempted to buy it, but common sense got the better of me. Sorry, the whole reason I bring that up is just failure of a console sort of thing. I hope, you know, the chances of this are actually pretty good, but I hope Atari keeps or like Digital Eclipse, whoever, keep adding more things to the Atari 50th collection, because like I would love to reach a point where like basically every notable Jaguar game and every notable you know, just Atari game in general, like if those all got ports. Like, can you imagine if they announced DLC and it's Atari Racers? Like, that would be crazy. Bought the Intellivision brand, its assets except for the M. That's so funny. You know what, Atari? You're alright. When the old company renamed itself to Amico Entertainment. Oof. Oh, that is an excellent find. You know, it just occurred to me, I always do full exploration in roguelikes. Like, I guess The Binding of Isaac really was, like, the one to instill in me the concept of, like, you need every advantage you can get. And the whole reason I was thinking about that is like, I don't think I would like a roguelike where like full exploration isn't like possible or practical. I kind of felt that way about Risk of Rain, because like I've never once opened that chest that's locked by a timer, because it's like I every time I do try and, like, speed through it, I get killed. And, repair efficiency? Yeah. But just, it's more fun for me. I enjoy fully exploring, taking every advantage I can get, you know? I never unlocked anything. I never unlocked everything in Risk or 1, or it's such a chore. Yeah, well, but I mean 1 or 2. That chest that's locked by a timer, never done it. Not a single time. Because, like, I always take my time. I always, you know, fight the boss once I'm sure that I've explored everything. Right, the rally point, Delta chest is kind of a pain since there are multiple stage 3s. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, every time I've tried, I've maybe made it to, like, the second boss, But like I just can't win, you know? It's like I'm just not powerful enough to handle it. Like what's inside of it. I'm sure I would. But like I'm probably never gonna see it. Just being real, you know? Might be a little easier nowadays with loader or railgunners instead of a live one. Yeah, but even still. Dang it. You always gotta try for it, though. At least in my my humble opinion. Probably want to buy a Lunar Seer to guarantee rally point. You know, I don't think I've ever really messed with anything lunar. Like, I pick up the lunar coins and do absolutely nothing with them. Part of it is I never remember. Because, like, apparently there is a blue item that's good, but I don't remember what it is. Usually it's not worth the money, but people use it to skip Siren's Call. Really? Sure. Why not? Little Karibo, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, he just uploaded a new video, which is good because I've heard his health has been, you know, rough to say the least. So I'm excited that apparently he's gonna upload a little more. People really hate Siren's Call. I forget which one is that. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Really terrible thing about me. I just can't. There are so many things, even in things I love, I just can't remember. Stage 4 with the eggs. Stage 4 with the eggs. Call is oh, the sphere. Yes, okay. It took me a minute, because I was like, eggs? And then, yeah. Yeah, that one, it's hit or miss for me. Hardest enemies, no legendary test, and less loot. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I do like being able to summon the alloy warship unit, though. That's always a fun thing to do. And that guarantees a legendary. At least if you're playing co-op, you can get more than one guaranteed. The Sail Star is cool, I gotta say. Glorious. Picking up all this health. All these things. Is everyone's favorite new item? Yeah, I understand why. I totally see it. Reconstructor. Cubed. Okay. When the DLC came out, I made a Wolverine with the picture frame, but it was yes, I love that meme. You know what other meme that's pretty similar that I really love? It's the one of the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, where it's the guy who's like, nobody's born cool, except, and then he like unfolds his car like shield, and there's like a picture of something on it, and he goes like, like, I love that meme. Just seeing all the different people be, you know, nobody's born cool except, and then they label it like people who clean up after themselves or whatever. Like, oh, that's his name, Haas Delgado. I remember now. I was like, I couldn't think of his name, but I could see his face very clearly. Oh, come on. How do you dodge that, man? I feel like I never dodged that because it's like the timing's so weird. Dang it, I dodged the wrong way. Oh, shield vial. I mean, where were you when I needed you, but still. It doesn't even have portal beam. Kelsey! For one thing, hi, it's good to see you, and for two, not only am I doing Returnal, I'm not doing anything else until I beat Returnal. Because I'm so close, I can do it. So cheer me on, please. I'm doing it. Have to battle with an Electro God. You can do it, Kelsey! Kick that god's ass. I know you can do it, because you're amazing. You can do it. I know, because I am. It's just a matter of finding the right combination that works for me. End stream. No, I will definitely end stream. I would be driven insane if I if I had to play this non-stop until I beat it. The worst excuse ever? It's literally what's happening. The truth can never be the worst excuse ever. Yeah, okay, fine. Shadow insanity, any percent. Yeah, I mean, really, though. Joke's on you, though. I'm always insane. But I'm trying. I'm trying my best. And since I'm not going to be alternating between games, I'll hopefully be less rusty next time. Or I could just do it on this stream and just not even have this be a factor anyway. Which is an ideal scenario to me. Well, we'll see how things go, but I've been slowly making progress. It's not like I'm, you know, totally failing every time at this game. Like, I am making progress, it's just not as fast as I want it to be. You know, the interference sphere I've actually grown on. Initially I didn't like it much. I like it now. So Reclade still shows up as $15 on the eShop, yet they haven't done an official price reveal. That's weird. Why wouldn't they have done a price reveal by this point? If the game comes out in like tomorrow, I feel like people should know what to expect. Fabrication costs? No, no. I'm not sure. I can theorize it's because the game has a large international audience and they don't want people to panic and they won't. I mean, I guess. I think I get what you mean, but still. Feels like a weird decision either way. Well, what do I know? I've never launched a game before. But I would like to at some point. It would be cool to just be like, yeah, that's my game. But I have this idea for a game that I'm like, oh god, it's so brilliant. But I don't want to say what it is because I don't want anyone to take the idea. But I have no idea how I would act on it. Oh, shit. That sucks. People on the Discord were panicking about 15 because they're converting to their own currency. I mean... I don't know, it seems a little, strange to me, because, like... I mean, realistically, how much are they gonna charge for it in other regions? That's the thing, you know, they lower price. Yeah. Although, I know for a while people used to, like... There was, like, a whole... I don't know what you call it, community, I guess, around, like, buying games in different regions and then, like, gifting them. So that way they could, like, pay a lower price. Which I think led to Steam doing something about it. You know what? I'm happy with what I've got, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay. It's possible if I was a little smarter about it, I could have done it, but nevertheless. You know, I'll be real, I don't like this guy. I'm kind of sick of fighting him. just gonna put it out there. You know? This guy, not a fan. Oh shit. Oh my god! He does so much damage, it's crazy. Why they don't let you pre-order the game either? I don't think Steam has a requirement, but there's preload games. I don't think so, but also, I'm assuming there's a reason for it, I guess. like the only way I could imagine Steam not wanting to do that is like if people started, like, imagine if people started going like, oh, we won't launch the game until we get like however many pre-orders. You know? It's the only way I could imagine they'd be concerned about that. Couldn't pre-order Skong either, which might contribute to crashing Steam. Yeah. I mean, I feel like at this point it's basically a guarantee that anything popular will crash. You know what I mean? Did you guys see there was an interview with Randy Pitchford about Borderlands 4, and he was going like, oh yeah, our servers are so great you can't crash them, I dare you to try. And everyone was like, you're just trying to get people to buy the game. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. My theory was purely just speculation. Like, the whole reason Steam Greenlight got canned was because it started to become like a whatchamacallit. It was a, like, oh god, you know, people would like promise, oh, if you vote for my game, I'll give you a key, or whatever. And, so I think that's when Valve stepped in and was like, okay, we're gonna handle this differently. And handle it differently they did. Nowadays, all you have to do to get on Steam is pay $100. I wish that was an exaggeration. panic. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, it would be cool if Steam allowed pre-orders. Maybe it's just a matter of, like, they don't want to take the time to implement the system. I don't know. Valve is such a mystery to me. Like, what? I know there are, like, rumors about what Valve is working on, but, like, what? When are there not rumors about what they're working on? Like, what do they do day to day? I don't even know. I know there's all those rumors about Half-Life 3, but there are always rumors about that. Hey, that old 4chan agreement about what happens to PC gaming when Gaben dies was going around. Yeah. It is, it will be interesting to see what happens. Although, to be fair, I can't imagine a ton changing, because, as a lot of people were saying, like, Valve already changed a lot. Like, a lot of key figures left, and a lot of, you know, new people joined, and, like, it's not the same Valve it was anyway. So, like, doesn't necessarily mean much anymore, you know? Yeah, right. I don't know. I think I've talked about this before, but Valve, I have very strange feelings about. Like, I'm so conflicted, you know? Oh, boss time. Actually skipping this. Oh god. Yeah, not dealing with that. No thank you. You know, it's kind of the same with Retro, thinking about it. Like when Prime 4 was announced and the rumors were going that, like, they weren't developing it, a lot of people were really upset, but to me, I was like, that's not that big a deal, if only because, like, a lot of key figures left Retro a long time ago, so, like, it's basically a new studio anyway. Oh god, I want those Metroid Prime amiibos. You want to know how dedicated of a Metroid fan I am? I pre-ordered Other M. Which wasn't a great game, but I thought it was okay. Like, obviously the story had its problems, but, like, it was interesting. Can't really win unless the guy who comes... well, that's... I mean, that's kind of the thing, like... Like, the guy who directed Metroid Prime left, and he went on to make Recore. And it's like... you know, the director, I believe the composer, like, a bunch of people left, and it's like, at what point does this stop being Retro Studios? Because a lot of the Prime dev team's gone. Can't help but wonder what the old yeah, I'm super curious, too, because, like... For Nintendo to have to make the decision to publicly go, hey, sorry, we're starting over from scratch, something crazy must have happened behind the scenes. That's not just idle fact, that's cold hard speculation. God knows Miyamoto wouldn't make another Empire without his friend Tommy Tallarico, of course. He was the lead sound designer, after all, and he personally held hands with Miyamoto while making the game. I just love the idea of Tommy Tallarico and Miyamoto holding hands while, like, at a computer developing Metroid Prime. That's so... It's such a stupid thought to me that it's, like, it's so funny. Sans. You've awoken Sans. I think Prime 5 will take 8 more years. It depends. Depends on how well Prime 4 does. Because it either could be the start of a new trilogy, or it could be the game that, nearly kills Metroid. Got a good chance of becoming the best-selling? Possibly. Oh shit, I didn't mean... Oh well. It's got a decent chance, but what worries me is... all the worry around it. As stupid as that sounds, like my friend Will, he was real iffy about the bike. I was like, I love it. It's kind of it's kind of silly, but like, I don't know. We'll see, but I'm really praying for its success, because I don't want Metroid to die for another like decade. Tommy Tallarico was the first American hired to work on Sonic's franchise. He hired Mark Cerny to start development on it. You know, yeah, exactly. And if you if you mention it to Tommy on his Twitter, he'll pwn some noobs, I believe was the phrase he used. I did really like H-Bomber Guy's video when he was like, he was the first person to ever get to kiss Sonic on his little mouth. Fine. I'll do it. Full exploration at all costs. You know what's funny? I actually have not quite a personal story, but a sort of personal story about Tommy Tallarico. I forget exactly where it was now. A local college, the IEEE had like a gaming event where like several different like engineering or whatever students would like create a game and present it to like, you know, a panel of judges, and it was super cool. But what I remember distinctly was I went with my friend one time, and my friend saw that Tommy Tallarico was going to be a panelist or whatever, and he got strangely excited because he had seen him back on G4 TV. And then Tommy, oh god! And then Tommy never showed. He never showed his face. Or, like, if he did, it was for, like, a brief minute. That was the first time I had ever heard of Tommy Tallarico. At the time, I thought he was just like a G4 TV presenter or whatever. I remember always wanting G4 TV back in the day, but of course my parents were like, we're not gonna pay for a channel about video games. To be honest, though, I didn't really know what G4, like, actually did. Because in my brain, it was like the equivalent of Cartoon Network, but for video games. And that's not really what it was. Hooray. Thank goodness for that malfunction getting fixed. Calm, we're chill. There's nothing stressing me out. See, that's the sort of thing where it's like, I should be using my alt fire a lot more often, but just my my brain struggles to think of it in the heat of the moment, you know? Read a funny story about Sonic 2's development. Go for it. I'm curious if I know about it. No, oh, I got hit at the last second. A big reason why I'm not a big fan of Sonic 2 is because, like, I think its rush development really shines through, where it's like some of those like bosses and things are so janky. It's like hard to go back to. I had to start development with only American devs because there were immigration problems. The Japanese devs applied for O1 visas, which required you to have a record of extraordinary achievements. Sega didn't know their engineers didn't qualify. That, yeah. USA always has to be weird about immigration, doesn't it? Because, I mean, I guess it ultimately worked out, but just... you know. It's kind of cute, yeah. Our devs are super awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest with you, like... their devs probably have a much better track record than most Americans, so, like... I don't think it's entirely wrong for them to think, like, yeah, we have extraordinary achievements compared to, like, the average American. And honestly, that is kind of a nice story in the sense that, like, you know, your company thinks so highly of you that they do that. I actually hadn't heard of that story before, so thank you for telling me. Sorry, I'm still not entirely used to looking at the camera to respond, because to me, chat's over here. Yeah. I could have timed that way better. You know, the video Little Karibo uploaded was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, because he's been, like, watching GX and kind of giving a recap slash reaction to GX, because he had never watched GX, and I was like, really? It's interesting that he's only ever really seen the, you know, the first series. Which, I mean, is fair. It's just interesting, because I remember being so disappointed by GX. It has some moments, but, like, for the most part, I was really disappointed. But when I went back to it, Season 3 actually ended up pretty good, and Season 4 was weird, but, like, kind of cool in its own way. Great, O1 visas are just for specific... Yeah, yeah. That is funny. But yeah, I still still think for my money, 3 is where it's at. It makes me so sad to see people so negative about Sonic 1. Like, yeah, it's not a perfect game, but like... every time I go back to it, I feel like I respect it a little more, you know? Being able to create that in the first go, like, that's impressive, you know? But then again, I'm certainly not an unbiased, you know, point of view. I've played through that game so many times I could do it in my sleep, but... I haven't played Sonic 1 in forever. I always get really upset when I see people talk about Sonic 1 and be like, oh, Marble Zone sucks. Because it's like, literally the point of Marble Zone is to show you what the game is trying to do. Because, like, yeah, it's slow if you suck at it, but you're supposed to, like, practice and learn all the routes and stuff. Because then it becomes like a cakewalk. And it's satisfying that you overcome something that initially was, like, so difficult, you know? Really? Okay. I need to melee kill stat. Oh. They should reboot Sonic and call the game Sonic. Oh god, that would be awful. They should reboot the game and call it Sonic 06. You know, I streamed Sonic 06, and like, there were moments that were like not terrible. But, like, for the most part, it's pretty terrible. And I, like, just really think... And when I say some parts, I mean, like, really minor stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, 81 years, it'll go in the blink of an eye. But I'm still holding fast that I really think, like, of all games, I really do think 06 is unsalvageable. I'm sorry to everyone, but it's just how I feel. Like, I'd like to think that if I were in charge of, like, a Sonic project, that I could do a decent job. But, like, if they were like, oh, hey, by the way, you're gonna be in charge of the 06 remake, I would just be like, I give up, no. I feel fucking what? Hold on, what? That has to be a reference, right? You feel fucking sucks? I'm genuinely trying to think. I can't. I'm sorry. Hi, Groovy. It's good to see you. But, no, I just need to put it. Oh, okay. I was like, is that a reference to Game Grumps or like to. I couldn't think of it. Like I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad for liking what they like. I just personally think the game's unsalvageable. That's just how I feel. I'm playing the Angry Pet. Yeah. When do you not play that? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Someone has to. Fair enough. See, I'd like to think that I can remain objective enough that, like, me being bad at a game doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. But there are times I feel strongly. And don't tell me you don't have opinions, Groovy. Because you do. I know you, opinion haver. When I tell you that Marbles in the Lab ruined Sonic 1, then you will respect that. I do respect it. You're allowed to have that opinion. You think that way. I heavily disagree with you, but that's how you think, and that's not inherently wrong. It just feels wrong to me. You got me. Yeah, that's right. If I I need to melee as soon as possible. Oh, I thought I could make it. That's unfortunate. Is that really just... that feels wrong. Isn't this like the boss arena? Oh god. I can't. Okay. You, come to me. Stop. Stop it. And yeah. Okay, there we go. It's one. You get over here. There we go. Do you really... Okay, Groovy, sorry. Just, do you really think I'm the type of person who would genuinely be like, no, fuck you, you're not allowed to have this opinion? Like, is that genuinely how I come off? Oh, whoops. Not the worst, I guess, but... Yes, you fight us all the time. I'm not trying to, like... I'm not trying to fight. I'm just trying to, like, debate. It's a whole different thing. I'm not expecting you to, like, change your minds or admit defeat or whatever. Passionate and about how people think, and your debates come off as, but you're wrong and here's why. Okay, well, I'll have to adjust that then, because that's really not how I intended to come off. Wait, why did it update my databank? For spoiled resin. I've consumed so much spoiled resin. Hush Saloon ruins Sonic Mania. I respectfully disagree. But you're wrong as long as, but shouldn't feel that way for X reason. I mean, I would have to, like, listen back, but I apologize if that's the vibe I was giving off, because I didn't mean to. I always thought, like, whenever I said anything remotely, like, no, you're wrong, it was always in jest, but... Except for Mirage Saloon, I'm right about that! I'm just kidding. The goated music, I know, right? Only thing that saves it. Haven't played. Oh god. Oh, are you kidding me? Shouldn't have counted. I didn't learn how to be right until I accepted I was wrong. That's, yeah. I mean, I apologize to anyone if I, came off like I was refusing to be wrong. I've been wrong about shitloads of things. Like, a sad amount of things. I never want to come off like I'm, you know... so naive to assume that, like, everything I say is correct. I feel like half the time I always say, like, I feel, you know? I just got here. Welcome, Dega! It's good to see you! Since when? Sans, you are really testing my resolve here. That's a... Just... The games have an amazing soundtrack. I vehemently agree with you. Yeah. Oh, I forgot I'm not using the... Oh, that was embarrassing. I forgot I swapped away from the pylon gun. Ugh. Not a good showing for me today. I'm sorry, everyone. It's a good thing I named this stream the start of the final stretch, because it might still be a minute anyway. Chat. Make fun of Sonic while you're here, super. Still learning what good get. Jesus. Oh, God. Please tell me this is a nightmare and I can just wake up. Like, just tell me that this is like an anxiety nightmare and people wouldn't actually say these sorts of things in my chat. Is Moon stopping you from being a fuck? What? Not to continue post. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Moom. Yes. I was gonna get huffy. Okay, do I really... Am I this horrible a person? I feel like... Like, not even just you, but, like, I feel like so many different people always get this idea of, like, okay, Alex is gonna get angry and, like, we should stop, and it's like, what... When? When do I give that impression? Like, I get playfully angry. The most anger I ever get is at a game. Like, if I'm frustrated at a game. I can't even remember the last time I've actually thought about something chat said for more than, like, 2 seconds. What he said about the music? That's a joke, though! That's the point. I'm just being a silly haha man. But, like, where do people get this impression that I'm some vengeful, hate-ridden person? Who's unable to let anything go? The most dark soul. Oh my god. This has to be a nightmare. This has to. I could wake up at any moment. Great. Now. Now. Please, wake me up from this nightmare. I don't have any fear I'm upsetting you. I guess I'm glad for that. You do draw the line. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I admit I'm pretty bad at like social cues and stuff. So like, if I'm genuinely coming off like an asshole, I would rather somebody just say it than, you know, Just let me continue to be an asshole, because I really don't intend to become an asshole. That's my thing, is like, if I'm saying something that upsetting, like, tell me to stop, please. I don't use alt-fire enough to really want to get these types of upgrades. You know, my game plan had been basically just pick up everything as soon as you can. I should be a little more discerning. Social cues from chat is hard work. It's best to assume it's satire until someone says... Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Like, if I came off in an argument like I was super upset and angry, like... I would like someone to be like, hey, you seemed really, like, angry and upset, and I would think I would say something along the lines of, like, oh, well, I'm not. I'm sorry. It's a good rule. I'm always satiring. I mean, sometimes, but then, like, okay. Was your message about me coming off like my opinion's always right, like, was that satire? Like, I can't tell. I don't understand. At what point is it being serious? I don't know. Sans always satire, too. Sans is at least always Sans. That much I can say. 0%. I meant, so yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I'm trying my best to like pick up on social cues and stuff. But it's like sometimes if you say something like that, it's like, oh god, what monster have I become? Sure. I have a lot of keys, so... And, like, what if that message was satire? I don't know. When does it end? We're all here to have fun. Yeah, I guess so. Well, but that's the thing. I worry about it because I don't want to make people not have fun, you know? What was satire was the marvel ruining the game. It doesn't ruin it, but they were the main reason why I didn't go back to the game or ever finished it in the first place. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I'm not... my intention was to communicate while I disagree with that. You're totally allowed to think it. Like, I didn't mean to come off like I was trying to be like, no, my opinion's right. It's just from my perspective, it's always a litmus test for, you know, a Sonic game is like how much does it challenge you on the first run versus subsequent runs. Someone isn't let your mods handle it. I guess so. But it's more so I don't want to disappoint the people that are here. Like, what if I disappointed Groovy? More so than I already have, anyway. Like, that's not my goal. I don't want to disappoint Groovy more. Hey, the key was retained. That's good. Oh god, no. If there's one thing I've realized I can't handle in this game, it's status effects that make your dash slower. They're killer. Basically, you don't want to disappoint yourself by disappointing someone else. Selfish. I mean, you know what, Fennon? You're right. But, like, it is genuinely something that keeps me up at night. Where it's like, you know, if I mess up, like, if I'm playing a game and I mess up, that's one thing. But, like, if somebody's, like, counting on me to do something, and, like, I mess up, like, that just hits so much harder for me. I'm just still talking about, like, social cues and stuff, Structor. Groovy is a lost cause, there's no sadness. I don't want to think of my friend as a lost cause. But yeah, welcome in. Sorry, this got unexpectedly heavy. I've resolved to keep playing this game until I beat it, because I'm so close to the end. Way to put it, I struggle with being okay with someone not being happy. Same. I'm very much the type of person who's like, I want to make people happy, and like, if people aren't happy with me, it makes me sad. Like, and I guess in a way it is selfish, but it's just, I don't know, it's just how my brain has worked. Hold on, I think under normal you would ask me why I feel that way, and if I said that it made me feel slow and the level design is bad, confusing, chances are likely you say that it accomplishes things and it's fine the way it is. Thoughts on this? I mean, it's hard for me to say because I only really have my perspective, but I always thought that I made it clear that, like, whenever I tried to say something is like, I don't feel that way. I feel like my response to that, I feel like, would have been something along the lines of, I just don't understand, you know, that position given these things to me. So you're right, I hate you. And like, I genuinely have had issue with content creators in the past where they try and make, like, definitive, this game sucks kind of commentary. Because, like, for the most part, I think there are a lot of redeeming factors about a lot of games. So, like, I'm not one to generally step in and go, this game is objectively bad, you know? People bashing heads in a good way? I guess so. If it is good, then I'm glad. See, the thing is, like, I feel like I would have wanted to respond that way, but also, if I haven't given that impression, there must have been something I've done to deserve it, and I just don't... I'm not thinking about it. Wait, where... Oh, whoops. Not a native. Oh, no worries. We get what we get despite deserve. You know what? That's actually a really good way of putting it. Fenon. I appreciate that. You. The only thing, I mean, just because it took me a second, because usually it's despite what we deserve. But like, for the most part, yeah, no, that, you communicated it well enough, I understood. And that's ultimately all I ask. You don't have to be an English pro, just need to be able to communicate a thought. I think the problem is that I saw is that you brought up Marble Zone as the example that most people say is a bad level. Even I agreed to that. We were like, we're the ones missing the points. I don't see it that way. I like the level. So does that make sense? I mean, I get what you're saying, sort of. I think for me, the issue is just like... I thought the implication was that, you know, me being like, I feel this way about this level, was that, like, I wasn't trying to be the affirmative, like, this level is good, you know? And that's why, like, I didn't feel like I was coming off as my opinion's always right. You know what I mean? It's just, that is how I feel, you know? Shadow likes having debates, he likes sharing opinions. Yeah, I do. I think it's really interesting to hear how people think and how people react to the same thing. It's why I've been enjoying watching reaction content a lot, even though it is, in some ways, slop. It's just fun to see things you're familiar with get interpreted through someone else's eyes. Wasn't here, so my opinion doesn't count. This is a hard game for a long-form discussion. You're right. I really do need to, like, put my nose to the grindstone and like, actually make some progress in this game. This game is making it hard. Like, is it too loud? Or is it that I get distracted? Because it's hard for me to judge how loud the game is. Because I have to keep my TV pretty quiet so it doesn't create feedback. You have to pause to keep up with chat. I suppose so. Okay, that I don't get. I ate the spoiled resin, and I did an animation as if I got injured, but I didn't actually lose any health. Why is that? Oh. Almost flew. To be honest, though, how many games are good for long-form discussion? I can't even think of that many. Cookie clicker or something, I guess. Oh, God. Hold on 1 second, I gotta focus. Oh. Oh, the leech bullets. It's so beautiful. Lose health without animation, or opposite? Like, damage animation without losing health. Like, my health stayed the same. But I did that, like, not jumping, but, like, kind of like getting knocked around animation. Had a shield, I guess. I don't remember when I got a shield, but I guess that would make sense. Bullet, my favorite kind of play. I do really love leeching abilities in any game. Something so satisfying about not only dealing damage, but also healing yourself. Took damage and disappear, yeah. I mean, I guess that's possible. I wasn't aware I had a shield. Oh, that's tough. I think I'm gonna go with the pylon. It's such a good weapon. At least for my playstyle. Oh no. So what I would suggest instead of the general consensus is wrong, they don't understand Sonic, here's how it is. Teachers digest the opinion. In my experience, didn't know that I enjoyed going through that, or whatever Super Shadow would say, that's right. No. I mean, if it's something that's bothering you, I want to know about it so I can stop. Because really, it's not my intent to... I've always wanted my streams to be not the type of stream where, like, people, you know, just assert things, you know? Because, like, it always comes off poorly to me whenever somebody does that. I mean, for any game, really, not even just Sonic, but, like... It really gives the air of, like, kicking someone's door down and insisting something's the case when they're not the expert, and I never wanted to be that, so if I came off that way, I'm sorry. I mean, I guess I would have to, like, rewatch my streams to know for sure. But just, I can't think of a time I mean, I guess if I did say it, it was subconsciously, but even still. I appreciate it, because... Yeah, well, no, I mean... Yeah, when you're heated, of course, it's hard to, like... step back, but, like, it's not so... I don't want to be heated, you know? It's one of those things where, like, in my mind, I wasn't heated. So, you know, I never would have known unless somebody said. Ah, there it is. Okay. Whoops. Hard not to be when we're purposely. Yeah, but you know, funny story. I don't think I've ever actually talked about this on stream, but even to this day, although I've gotten better about it, I have a hard time controlling my emotions. My emotions are very strong. Like, when I was a kid, you know, the very first thing Will said to me, and I'm still friends with him, is because he and I used to play actually on the same, like, little league soccer team, or, like, whatever program it was. And, I used to cry a lot when I played soccer. Because, like, I was really young, and, my sensory issues were still really out of control, so, like, you know... Like, I remember, the coach, you know, when it would make me kind of feel bad whenever I was the goalie, because I hated having things hit me, you know? So, like, I would, like, run away from the ball, which is not what you're supposed to do when you're a goalie. And, like, I would cry, and, it was really tough, and Will, was on my team at that point, and, when I actually, like, formally met him, he was like, oh yeah, we played on, like, the same soccer team or whatever, like, you were the one who was always crying, or something like that. And it's like, I felt bad about it, because I didn't mean to cry, you know? It just, I couldn't stop myself. And to this day, I still struggle with it. I mean, it's better. I mean... But I still struggle with it. I had a, or like sports that involve physical contact with other people, so American football, soccer, basketball are the big three, yeah. Well, I would also assume then hockey wasn't your cup of tea, because, oh boy, hockey can be intense sometimes. I actually really enjoyed hockey. I was sensitive as a kid, still am, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is like, I'm still kind of that way. Love tennis and baseball? Yeah. Tennis is fun. I've never skated. Oh, really? I've done both roller and ice hockey. But yeah, my point in bringing that up was just to illustrate that, like, I do really struggle with my emotions sometimes. And, you know, it ultimately wasn't important, but in that moment, you know, it was, and, like, you know, at least I had the chance to, like, get to know Will, so that way he knows I'm not just a weirdo who cries every chance he gets, but, like... Or, I mean, I don't even know if weirdo's the term, but just, you know. Yeah, the point is, I sometimes don't really fully comprehend how I come off. And, like... Oh, I dodged it! Oh, I dodged it again! Holy shit! I figured it out! Sorry. Big deal for me. Emotions are like muscles. You know, that's fair. That's an interesting way of describing it, of looking at it. Hold on, let me just focus on this fight. Okay. I believe I was the same way when it came to crying. I don't want to shake and stand there, I just freeze. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, when I was a kid, it was like if anything bad happened, I basically cried, because it was like I just couldn't control the emotion. And, you know, like, okay, as an example, can be improved in, like, a gym. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if met something that touched you more than I think before, you would change your emotional limit. Yeah. It's something I've worked on. Like, it's not like I just sat there and was like, okay, well, I guess this is just how I'm gonna be. Like, I did actively make an effort to be like, okay, I don't need to cry at this. Like, you know, you can feel what you're feeling, but it's important to, you know, detach yourself enough that, like, you can realize it's not the end of the world. My hand hurt blocking soccer ball paint. Yeah, yeah. That was a big fear of mine. I hated getting hit with the ball. I actually got a lot of, oh god, this is gonna sound so strange. I got hit in the face a lot as a kid. Just thinking about, like, whenever I played sports, for some reason, I got hit in the face a lot. Leaving comfort zone? Kind of. More so just, it's like training, you know? Like, I'd encounter a situation and go, okay, I've been in this before, let me, you know, work out that muscle to know how to handle now. I did, though. It was so weird. Well, you know what a big thing was? One of the big things is whenever I would play basketball, I had a tendency to, like, kind of go under the hoop and, like, look up. Which, not very bright, I know. But, like, whenever it was soccer, like, I would always get, you know, like, when I was the goalie, I would get matched up with the kid who knows how to kick high enough that it would reach my face and hurt. This is a way for kids to learn. Yeah, yeah. And I've improved a lot. Like, certainly not perfect, but much better than I was. But even, you know, even though I am better than I was, like, I'm certainly still struggling with it, like, it's still something I have to manage. As a recent example, I went to a HeroScape board game tournament with my friends, and it was one that was like sponsored by the developers, you know, and they were offering an exclusive figure for people who won, and I was like, oh, I want that figure, and I was like, this time, you know, because a lot of the HeroScape tournaments, I wasn't like super crazy about winning. Like, obviously I want to win, but it's not like I'm putting that much like emotional investment in it. But this time I was like, this time I really want to win. I'll play whatever army or, you know, what have you. And I never won. I never did. And like each time it was very sad. It was frustrating. I felt down. But like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, immediately after the loss it's sad and frustrating, but after the loss I get over it, you know? Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean for this to be like a sad stream or anything, but just... losing at both important experiences. True. You're very right. And, I'm... You know, I always had the presence of mind, you know, not to, like, be upset at my opponents or anything. The only other thing I was technically upset at were dice rolls, because sometimes the dice weren't in my favor, and that's just how dice are. Must be able to manage... Yes. Yeah, definitely. But at least for me, given that I have strong emotions, it's like, immediately afterwards, yes, it is frustrating to lose when I was invested. But, like... pretty much the next day, I was always like, okay, yeah, that happened. That was a thing. You know, it's just kind of how I am. I'm working on it, but it's, you know, it's tough. What are we talking about? I got lost. Oh, I was trying to say that, like, you know, I get emotional at times, but, like, it's not really my intent to like, be mean or disrespectful. You know what I mean? Had a whole flashback story while you were talking and spaced out. No worries. Yeah, the long and short of it really is just, like, you know, when I went to the HeroScape tournaments, I was emotionally invested, and I was sad when I lost, and, like, yeah, it was hard to contain that at first, but, like, I did contain it, and pretty much, like, the day after, I was fine. It's tempting, but I'm gonna pass and stick with my pylon gun. I will hydrate. That is a good idea. Thank you, Groovy. Sure wish you finished this game. I'm working on it. I don't want to make promises or anything, But since I am going to be streaming this game until I beat it, I feel like it will go faster. You know what I mean? Like, I won't be as rusty. I'm walking over here. Yeah. It is a hard game. Like, I don't want to... I don't want to sound too bitter about it or anything, but, like, it is a challenge. So, like, it's something that requires much more time than I was really giving it. So now that I am giving it time... Ooh. Interesting. This is a weird... Oh, come on, really? I'm suck back. I mean, that's true. I've never claimed to be good at games. Except for all the times I have claimed to be good at games. Come here. There we go. But this is a decent run, at least, and if all goes well, I should at least make a, you know, decent dent in this, journey, you know? I would not be able to, I put too much expectation, so if I say I'm gonna beat it in 2 streams, I get really frustrated when I didn't win. I'll be willing to keep it going. I said, because I'm picky about my stream time, so... Yeah, I'm just I don't know what you would say other than a weirdo, but, like, the thing for me is, like, I get stuck rather easily. So if I stopped the game when I got stuck, I would stop every game, essentially. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what happened to me and Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. I got stuck on the final boss and gave up, even though I was, like, right there. You're damn right. Yeah. That's the thing, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to actually beat the game, so, like... Yeah, it might be frustrating to watch because I'm not making progress, but... You know, it's better than me going, yeah, I played Returnal and got, like, 80% of the way through and then just gave up. You know? There we go. Oh, definitely. I'd probably say I'll do it off streams, then motivation dies. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what I did. I mean, obviously I didn't stream when I was younger, but, like, it's kind of what I did, where I was like, okay, maybe I'll, you know, play a little bit to, like, you know, improve, you know, like grinding, essentially. Like, yeah, I'll do some grinding at some point, and then I just never go to it. Speaking of 2 streams, are you playing Fusion tonight? Wait, Fusion? I'm not sure if I know... Are you talking about Fast Fusion? There are 2 streams of the stream game, then off day. Fusion is the off day. Oh, Metroid Fusion. You know what? I'm sorry. My brain went to Fast Fusion because that's on Switch 2, and I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know. I was a fool. Cube up where? Yeah, I want to get the cube. But right now, my like #1 concern is health. Because I just lose so much health so quickly. I really want to conserve as much of it as I can. Like that. Clear room first. Yeah, yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I'm panicking. That's the other thing, I panic a lot. Fusion has been great, but I agree with about it being the most handholdy. Yeah, no, I mean, that is a big criticism with that game, is like it is pretty like handholdy and linear compared to you know, previous Metroid games. And it's ultimately why, when the 2 came out, Prime was the one everyone talked about, and everyone just kind of forgot Fusion existed. There. I was about to be like, what? Why did my health go down so much? It's honestly at the bottom of my Metroid list. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. It's not bad, it's just, you know, feels like it never takes the training wheels off. The bottom section not under... Well, yeah, of course. I'd go easier on than most. Yeah. You know what? I've struggled to get into Metroid 1. I respect it a lot, and I appreciate a lot of what it did, but it's hard for me to play. It is very frustrating for me. Sheesh. Okay. Okay. That was scary. Oh, the cube. Sorry. Yes. Oh, it's narrow maw. It kills me to walk away from it, but I gotta. Won't dare play Metroid 1. I understand. Oh, I can't go back. Oh, no. Or you might took it before, and now where it's just consumed. Yeah, no, I am... Hold on. I don't think I took it, so I might have to come back. From the start, hold on. Yeah, I have to completely just teleport back. But since I've already cleared all of the rooms, it'll be quick to get back to. Oh, I forgot this was a thing. Oh, I forgot this was a thing. Oh boy. Okay. Thank you for lurking, Groovy! I need to edit my, my lurk message. Because I think Twitch changed again. One is still up there with my favorite games of the 80s, but I haven't played too many games from that decade. That's fair. I would have to really think about my games of the 80s, because I can't think of that many. At least that many that I'm familiar with. Oh, it was the previous room? Oh, that little part up above there? Okay. Bridge thing. Where's Pac-Man on that list? Do you like Pac-Man, Groovy? I know you like Pac-Man World, but I didn't know your feelings on just regular Pac-Man. Oh, this is just a residual sphere. Fenon, do you mean... Oh, okay, I did take it? Okay. Just wanted to be sure I didn't miss it. Pac-Man... Whatever, I'm just excited about World 2. Oh, certainly. I do hope it's good. I played Repack 1, and it was good, but it also felt like kind of a basic, you know, remake of a PS1 game. Pac-Man Mania is still pretty good? Okay. I actually have not really played that many Pac-Man games. Like, obviously I've played the original, and I played the original also on Atari 2600, which is a notoriously horrible version of that game, but as a kid, I didn't think it was bad. Q Dega coming in and being like, see, still learning what a good game is. but, I don't know, I feel like you can make do with Atari 2600 Pac-Man. Oh. Hold on 1 second. Dang it. Okay. That can keep me going. Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man might be my favorite golden. I like Galaga, Galaxy. Oh, I shouldn't be reading. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh, that sucks. I was doing so well. Oh. Galaxy 2, but I didn't play them as much. That's fair. I know people do really love those games, though. Sadly, though, I have to end stream here. Thank you all so much for stopping by, saying hi, chatting, all that. I really appreciate it. I try and stream every other day, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific. Although Thursdays are currently most likely not stream days because of treatment. But, yeah. I will see you tomorrow. And we're gonna raid someone, so if you have a suggestion, let me know. Otherwise, I'm sure I can find someone. Also, I have a Discord, !Discord, or there's a link in my bio. It's the best place to keep up with my streams, as well as chat with me and other cool people. Let's see, who's live right now? We could raid. Sorry, my brain just totally flatlined. We can raid Kirk, because I see Kirk is playing Expedition 33, and Kirk is a really cool guy. So yeah, let's raid Kirk. So Kirk, I hope you will join me in showing Kirk some support. But that will be it from me. Oh, also, !raid. So that will send my raid message, so you can copy and paste that and send it in the chat when we get there. I hope you will join me. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later, and let's go raid. Bye.